Sando. So I'd like to encourage you to stick and stay with us, as I bring you full coverage of MICAT Tuesday's press briefing. So Sando, we speak on trending national issues. Keep following.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen of the press. It is always a privilege and honor to mount the program for executive acts of the Ministry of Information. I want to welcome you to this edition of the Ministry of Information regular press briefing. Press briefing is held on a bi-weekly basis. Every Tuesdays and Thursdays we are here. And we want to welcome all of our compatriots, citizens, residents, who are following or who have made it their duty to religiously follow the press briefing, increase the audience. We want to appreciate community radio stations that are relaying the press briefing on a weekly basis, and they are doing so on a full-blown basis. I can see. We appreciate ERBC for being here as well. We speak on a number of issues on behalf of the ministry, and then take a pause to either some questions on the focus here, and we'll respond to those questions. We do not have a guest today because of the cabinet meeting that is currently ongoing in Republic County. We should have had the Ministry of Education here, and also LACRA should have been here, but because of ongoing engagement with the cabinet meeting that's currently ongoing, they cannot be here. So we'll be the sole speaker. We'll speak on a number of issues, and we'll entertain questions from you. And then we'll draw the press briefing to a close. So let me start by highlighting what is currently happening in Republic County. The President, His Excellency Joseph Mwaka, is at the moment convening very important cabinet meeting. That meeting is taking place in Tottenham. That meeting is very important because of the key items that are included on the agenda. Key on our agenda is job creation. Job creation entails the status of the current labor market and trends, and presentation will be made by various sectors. So, job creation, national emergency response, LIGIST, the Liberia Institute for Statistics and Geoinformation Services, and the Ministry of Labor will make a presentation on the current labor market trends. There will be a review of investment pipeline and job creation prospects. That will be done by the National Investment Commission and the Ministry of Finance and Development Planning. Blue Skills and Employment Program. Presentation will be done by the Ministry of Youth and Sports, Ministry of Agriculture, Ministry of Public Works, Ministry of Commerce, and the Ministry of Education. Financing options for large-scale employment initiatives. That will be done by the Ministry of Finance and Development Planning. Infrastructure projects with potential for large-scale employment, the Ministry of Public Works, and the Liberia Legislative Corporation. National response for substance abuse and illicit drug trafficking. It's not a topic that is on the agenda of the cabinet meeting. On that topic, of course, we have enforcement measures, progress, gaps, and recommendations, the DEA, the current state of the rehabilitation services being undertaken by the government, and the capacity gaps, the Ministry of Health, and the Ministry of Youth and Sports. National monitoring systems and reliable drug use statistics presented by the Ministry of Health and the Ministry of Youth and Sports. Integrating anti-corruption initiative for youth empowerment and employment to be done by the Ministry of Youth and Sports. We will also be discussing at our meeting Liberia's preparedness for the United Nations Security Council as a non-permanent member. We expect that the Ministry of Foreign Affairs will make that presentation. So that's just a rundown of what is happening at the President's Cabinet meeting. And this meeting is key because top on the agenda is job creation for the country. We have been working with lines, ministries, and agencies of the government to supply the Ministry of Information with what they have accomplished through the year 2025. And I want to thank Bureau heads of entities for being very cooperative. So we're going to use this opportunity at the press conference to run through a number of accomplishments that we have gathered from these Bureau entities of government. The Liberia Anti-Corruption Commission, the LCC. In this report, the progress here covers from January to November 2025. The first thematic area is on asset declaration. So the LCC is reporting 81.8% compliance rate for asset declaration. 81.8%. That is 2,366 officials of government have declared their assets. 18.2% non-compliance rate. 528 officials have failed to declare. That is according to the LCC. The number of assets declared to the LCC that have been verified, the reporting that they have been able to verify 55 assets. So 55 declarations have been verified. It covers the period 2018 to 2024 cycle. Investigation and enforcement. for the 4 cases have been handled by the LCC. 20 of the cases have been completed. 7 indictments have been issued, and they include the case of the former local president, the Liberia Telecommunication Authority, 2 cases, the LRRC, Bakulu Yellow Machine case, National Watch Commission, the Lofa University case. So prosecutions completed, 2 convictions, 1 acquittal. The monetary implication of the cases mentioned over 6.5 million plus 17.9 million Liberian dollars. I read that again. The monetary value of all of the cases cover over 6.5 million US dollars plus 17.9 million Liberian dollars. Prevention and public education. The LCC has conducted 70 social accountability exercises, and they have trained 70 volunteers and deployed them in 6 counties. 30 investigative journalists have been trained. 100 plus local government officials have also been trained. Outreach and anti-corruption awareness conducted in 4 counties. Decentralization progress. Feasibility and assessment completed for regional offices of the LCC in Bong and Bombing counties. Office spaces have been identified but not operational due to insufficient funding. The LCC also included what the term as their strategic priority for 2026, establishment of a specialized anti-corruption court. They want to fully digitize the asset declaration regime, operationalize regional offices in Bong and Bombing counties, expand citizen reporting mechanism, and whistleblower tools. And lastly, the LCC intends to strengthen interagency intelligence collaboration. So, the fight against corruption is very key for this government and for our country. When you see the LCC now reporting an unprecedented compliance rate of 81.8%. This is good news for our country, and we can really encourage the LCC to continue to do more. With the establishment of the anti-corruption court, we're very certain that cases of corruption will be tried expeditiously, acquittal or non-acquittal, but we have to try the cases expeditiously to know that there is no room for delay in the fight against corruption. The Rural Renewable Energy Agency is also reporting some accomplishment for the year 2025. And these accomplishments or achievements cover all projects. So, the Liberia Rural Renewable Energy Asset Project, Liberia Renewable Energy Asset Project, 343 kilometers of MV/LV distribution lines installed, 112 transformers installed, 5,569 service connection have been completed. 1.8 megawatt diesel plant, 93% completed. 4 MWP solar PV plus 1, 9.4 battery system, 25% installation completed. 49,441 solar home system have been distributed nationwide. Hydro power component, 2.5 megawatts, replaced due to costs and technical constraints. On the visa project, component 2, supported by the World Bank. The Rural Renewable Energy is reporting that 85 of 98 facilities across the country have been electrified, across 14 counties. That project is 94% complete. 8,820 rural households have been connected through the standalone solar system. 468 solar street lights installed, 100% across 4 rural cities. National Electrification Platform, NEP, fully developed, support national energy planning and mapping. The 1.8 megawatt low-fired diesel plant, 96% completed. So they have another project, the REAL project, is supported by the African Development Bank. The contractor for the 9.34 megawatt windy power hydro power plant mobilized, all civil work and electrochemical design have been completed. Access road construction expected to be completed by November, which is already done. Additional 7.41 billion financing secured to close funding gaps in the projects. So we have another project called the Light Up. Southeast is supported by the European Union. A transformative electrification program targeting Buchanan, Greenville, and Packerville cities. In Buchanan, 1,126 concrete poles are delivered and installed. Cables, meters, street lights in progress. So the target of this project is 9,254 service connection, 500 street lights completion, and the project is expected to be completed by October 2026. In Greenville, 688 poles have been delivered and installed. 30 transformers currently on site. Power plus 877 kWp solar plus 1,144 kilowatts battery plus 850 kVA diesel backup generator. The timeline, the solar plant will be completed by March 2026 and distribution will start in December 2026. For Packerville, the contract has been awarded for over 200 kWp solar PV plus 200 1,084 connections have been planned plus 200 street lights will be installed. The design of the project is completed and we look forward to its completion. This week has been very engaging and rewarding for the Liberia National Police. On Sunday, the 30th of November 2025, the high-level delegation from the sister country of Sando, the Sando Police Service, led by Assistant Inspector General John Martin Senisi, arrived in Liberia, and they are here on a 5-day visit. The delegation was received by Inspector General of Police on Republic of Liberia. They were only received, and they took a tour of the police facility. Like I said, they are here on a 5-day engagement, which will focus on improving border security, enhancing patrol operations, strengthening coordination, and promoting valuable experience sharing between the two countries. The LMP will on Thursday receive the mayor of the city of Newark, Ras Baraka. He will be in Liberia as guest of the Liberia National Police. While in Liberia, the mayor will meet with the Liberia National Police leadership, the mayor of the city of Monrovia, and other senior officials of the Liberian government to expand cooperation and deepening ties. In addition, the Liberia National Police is expected to receive a donation of electronic devices from the International Development Law Organization and the U.S. government. These devices will enhance crime data collection and reporting, modernize police operations, and improve accountability. These developments highlight the positive progress that are currently taking place under the leadership of Honorable Como, and it reflects Liberia's commitment to strengthen regional security, build international partnership, and modernize police services to benefit our citizens. So we recall that Liberia was overwhelmingly re-elected to category A of the World Maritime, the International Maritime Organization. And that happened after 28 years of absence since 1995. Unprecedented 141 votes, and is categorized in category A, joining global shipping giants like Greece, Norway, USA, Japan, UK, China, and etc. This position will enable Liberia to influence high-level decisions, including programs and budgets, and to advocate for funding to enhance national maritime capacity, search and rescue operations, maritime training, and security. Ambassador Robert William, who is representing the motherland at the IMO, emphasized the benefits of this position for Liberia's economy and social efficiency. He outlined potential reductions in consumer prices through better standards and enhanced training and security to combat piracy and other crimes. Liberia plans to push for equitable, just policy that support developing nations, capacity building, and regional maritime security improvement. The IMO's annual cycle will proceed with Liberia's in category A, alongside other major maritime nations. Liberia has received widespread international congratulations. The Liberia Agency for Community Empowerment leads deliver strong performance on the fiscal year 2025 national budget, delivering and driving community infrastructure across all 15 counties through government of Liberia funding, Office of the President and Vice President support, and partnership with ECOWAS, Parliamentary Japan. These projects focus on education, roads, bridges, public buildings, and health, representing over 70% of all intervention. So far, the project at least has carried out successfully in the year 2025 includes the Chamber at executive level achievement, the full-time durable box coverage is in Westwater County. That project has been fully completed and is in use. It's funded by the Office of the President. The Geju Yancey Public School, Bombing County, ongoing major renovation. It aims to become one of Bombing's top modern learning facility when completed. So there are other projects that are listed on the Office of the Vice President have been funded through the fiscal year 2025 allocation. Construction of multiple health centers, Buli, Ban, Sekepa, Butu, Kampi, Tabata Beach Center, Damble Guest House, and 10 classroom annex at the Nimba County University. There are other projects that are funded by international and corporate partnership projects. The ECOWAS cross-border market is in full water side. It's a modern facility completed with water, electricity, and sanitation, and is currently awaiting dedication. Project funded by ArcelorMittal, Japan government, to support medical facility, the construction of the Sikempa and Buchanan hospitals, each comprising surgery, pediatrics, laboratory, wards, laundry, and administrative segments. District development project nationwide. DDP channel fund through lawmakers to localize development and legislative support projects. Top project categories: education, school blocks, annexes, and renovation. Road bridges, covered bridges, rehabilitation, public buildings, town halls, youth centers, guest houses, health, hospitals, and clinics. Other categories include market, water system, equipment, and community radio stations. Implementation status, fiscal year 2025. 55 to 60% of all projects completed. 30 to 35% ongoing, many schools, public facilities need additional funding. 10% of the proposed projects are pending. I will now give you the breakdown at the level of the counties. So in Masarauta County, Lace is reporting that the Totmoha Library is currently ongoing, the Cross Road Bridge ongoing, Israel Market, Warehouse, and Soul Clinic covered, everything completed. Maggie, Youth Centers and covered, completed. Sports Park ongoing, Lower County. Fasaru Clinic and Bola Home School completed. Foya 100-bed hospital currently ongoing. Grand Crew, School, City Hall, Town Halls ongoing, completed. Grand Bassa County, the Science Laboratory, TVET Institute completed. Sando County, Pompo Clinic, Town Hall, everything ongoing. 2 buses purchased, project completed. Bomi River G, Nimba, Maryland, Cape Man, Baffle, makes achievement across markets, clinic, town halls, rules, sports, and community centers. We also gather some basic accomplishment from the Ministry of Health and infrastructure development. The new CH Running Hospital site has been cleared, giving way for the construction of the new hospital. Of course, you know that we have in the making the new Redemption Hospital. That project is 82.5% complete. It is a 155-bed hospital. The TB reference laboratory has been renovated, 99% completed. There are 12 facilities under renovation, oxygen plants, shelters, everything completed. New medical depots in 4 counties. Renovation is 7 other year completion. So they got health workforce enhancement. The reporting that the Ministry of Health has upgraded the salary of 5,675 health workers. They're also reporting that 666 volunteer health workers have been regularized. 813 personnel action notices have been submitted to the CSA for on-work placement on the payroll. They're reporting that new training programs have been conducted. 64 specialists have been trained across all sectors. On service delivery and disease control, the Ministry of Health is reporting that maternal mortality has gone down by 60%. Malaria-related deaths are reduced by half. I read that again. 28 infrastructure projects are underway: hospital, laboratories, staff housing, and oxygen plants. 5,675 health workers have received salary upgrades. 666 volunteers health workers have been absorbed on the payroll. Malaria-related deaths are reduced by 60, that is from 80 to 32 per quarter. Maternal death are reduced by 60, 80 to 32 per quarter. Malaria deaths have been cut by 50, from 8 to 4 per 100,000. HPV and mpox vaccine have been introduced nationwide. 8.5 million allocated for essential medicines in fiscal year 2025. Quarterly drug distribution have been completed. The national health budget increased to 80.1 million. Liberia was elected to the leadership roles at WHO Africa Regional Committee and the World Health Summit. Supply chain improvement, the government of Liberia financing to the health sector increased from 4.7 to 5.8 million. 3 quarterly distribution completed essential drugs across the country. National health workforce census completed. And they are reporting that Liberia was elected 10th Vice President of the World Health Summit 2025, active representation at the UNGA and Global Health Conferences. The Ministry of Education has taken concrete steps to improve the employment status of volunteer teachers across the country through the Civil Service Agency payroll enhancement process in collaboration with the Civil Service Agency and the Ministry of Finance and Development Planning. The Ministry of Education has completed the verification and placement on payroll of 2,148 qualified volunteer teachers across the country. The payroll integration has been carried out in structured batches to ensure fiscal and administrative integrity. Batch 1 includes some 448 teachers were placed on the payroll for the month of October. Batch 2 includes 405 teachers, volunteer teachers, who were placed on the payroll for the month of November. Batch 3 includes 1,295 teachers, volunteer teachers. They have been placed on the supplementary payroll and are scheduled to transition to the regular payroll as of December 2025. This process prioritizes qualified and actively engaged government teachers, reinforcing accountability while strengthening workforce stability across the education sector. This accomplishment reflects a deliberate step towards improving teacher welfare, reducing reliance on unpaid service, and strengthening learning continuity for Liberian students. Lastly, before I take my seat and entertain some questions, every time we try to avoid the temptation of being distracted, focus on what we are here to do. There are people who want to use the public space to say some things that we just will not allow people to notice. There are some people who have been crying. Oh, the Ministry of Information, they are attacking us. When we talk, they come after us. We do not go after anybody. What we encourage is a healthy and civil national conversation. Because we do believe the democracy that we enjoy can only flourish when we all can meaningfully contribute. But that does not create room for blind criticism and to some extent try to present a distorted picture of what is happening in the country. So one member of the legislature has gone, it's sort of spree. Listen to him in Bomi County saying that the construction of a political party office cannot put bread on the people's table. Political parties are the building block of our democracy. Except for you, the journalists who are supposed to be independent. But even the Constitution guarantees you that right to political affiliates. So that is how important political parties are in our democracy. That our Constitution recognizes the right to political affiliation. So partisans have the right to contribute their money to what they deem fit in support of the cause or the political ideology. So you come, because the United Party is organizing a program on December 6th, and they are raising funds. You see it now as an opportunity to buy up that initiative. Say, political party have a performing with table. But this is the same man. When our friends from the CDC were breaking ground for the party headquarters, he was there. He didn't get attend, but he donated $10,000 to that initiative. $10,000. Think about it. He represented Fort Bowman County. So it's 10,000 now, you know, to put bread on the people's table in Bowman County. It's okay, you come to Morofio, you say, or CDC construction. Or other parties come together and say, we want to support our political party, you say it is wrong. They can't put bread on the people's table. We have to say that to expose how dual-faced some of the politicians are. One day in that way, and another day you're this way. So it's good that you can take $10,000 and contribute to the construction of another political party office. Nobody questions you. Nobody questions you. But one group will come out and say, we want to go to contribute to our party headquarters so that we can avoid being thrown out. Just in case we're not in power tomorrow, or we avoid being thrown out anytime. We want to build our own party, but they say it's wrong. You can't put bread on the people's table. What a contradiction. Go to Bowman County, you pin basketball court. A painting basketball court and put bread on the people's table. Supported the CDC for 6 years. What job did the CDC create? Today, you come on the radio, you go on Facebook, you're questioning the ability of this government to create jobs. Oh yeah, it's our duty. If we have a certificate, we share with you. But I want to challenge that senator. He wholeheartedly supported the CDC in 6 years. What job did they create on the CDC-led government? The country became so chaotic that people were here forming long lines to buy rice gasoline and fuel oil. This man was supporting our government. Today, he's fasting and praying that the country should fail so that they can come out of power. But we know them. It's not going to happen. Since 2005, he's been in the corridor of the legislature, jumping from one district to another county. He's been in the legislature. What bread have you placed on the people's table? Everything is about yourself. Everything is about myself. Let us be mindful. The people who we want to lead are not stupid. What they couldn't do yesterday, and we have a government here that is now doing it. If we can't muster the courage to acknowledge what the government is doing, the least we expect it to do is to be quiet. Your record so will fall. You've never been on the side of the people. Never been on the side of the people. By the bombing rule, it is only by the intervention of this government that people can even move to bombing freedom today. That will became a disaster. Because of the MOU that you signed with a company, nobody in the world will go and over the war. We saw that happening on their watch. And that corridor that used to be one of the best corridors in terms of road in this country got destroyed. It is the government that you are criticizing that suspended the blessing that the government used to over there, created that company to destroy the road. Today we have plans to build a new road from Simple Bridge Creek to Tottenham. What did you do? What did you do when you had the opportunity? Other senators advocated for their country to benefit from the regime that were friendly. I would normally admire the late Senator Brent Johnson for his unyielding advocacy for the people of Nima County. What did the senator do for the people of Bomi County? 106 years. Nothing. So let us be careful. This is not the opportunity that you're going to say things that will just go unnoticed. Because we who in this position, the government you're dealing with, the government that is predominantly of level-headed people. So you go, you throw jab in the government, you say negative thing about the government. When the government appropriately responds to you, they run to the legislature, oh, they're attacking me. This platform will never be used to attack any of the branches of government. But when people will aid those branches of government, I'm sure what he says, the things he's doing, do not represent the Senate, do not represent the legislature. He's acting as a citizen of Liberia, as an adult, and he takes full responsibility. So when you come up and say these things about the government and the ruling party, and when folks from the government give you a response that is befitting of the utterances, and you run to the people and say, oh, they're attacking us. We do not attack people. And we would never, this platform would never, we speak for the three branches of the Liberian government. But we just want to caution people to be mindful of this. If you can stand the heat, don't get any issues. I will stop there. And I will entertain a few questions.
Minister Sando, thanks so much. But he spoke about the issue of the Ministry of Education adding teachers to the payroll. And over the past time, I've observed that we found students graduating from our high school today, and the next week we see them in the classroom. Is the ministry also taking into consideration the qualification of these teachers?
My name is Joseph Saleh, and I spoke for that time. Mr. Sando, you spoke and you tried to unlock some of these achievements from some of these ministries and agencies. We didn't really talk about the issue of job creation for young people. We want to know if we have a data on that, we get better explain to us. And second to that, the issue of so you are from the Liberty Party, and normally there's a saying that goes around saying you must have go before you talk with loud. And you are from the Liberty Party, and this comment was the Unity Party building a party headquarters and have to fool on the people's table. Are you trying to pick one or something?
So, my name is Joseph, and the newspaper. Mr. Sando, the president is currently in Bonny County, and some of his birthday is the county tree. During the weekend, we did an investigation at the CH2 school where kids are using the bushes. All of the toilets there are down. All of the lecturers at other institutions already now, the kids are using the bushes at home because this can draw the government attention to see how much they can develop for those young people. And due to that, this is the government official, this is the platform that propagates the government message, promote government programs and policy. The comment that was made by Senator Snow was attributed to the Unity Party. Are we saying that the government is not using our official platform to get involved with the political party response? Thank you.
So the Lions of the second please.
Good afternoon, Antonio from about Dara on TV. I want to know if there's an update on the rape case worry from Deputy Minister Brian McGill, because the last time Inspector General said we're going to be contact for TNM. I want to know if there's been an update on the case.
Thank you. My name is something that we got for the residents and what. So you, Minister, you mentioned about some of the projects the government on taking. You forget to update on the Wachi County, City of the project over to you since it's part of the main office and the project still at the level. Tell us more about why the government want to see how the people official their
For Rogi?
I just want that, so I just have
So, thank you for the question. I'll take them one at a time. Apparently you did get them right. The statement I read from the Ministry of Education said, those that have been the volunteer teachers that have been enrolled, the over 2,000 volunteer teachers that have been enrolled on the payroll are qualified. They were verified and they were deemed to be qualified before being listed on the payroll. So the ministry is not just, enrolling people on payroll because they want to roll. If you recall, when the protest occurred at when the top high school students came outside of the protest, MCFS students, they came out of the protest. The government intervened and took siege of the matter. Those who were claiming to be volunteer teachers, when the government requested a listing for MCSS, the minister came here and said the list began to swell. So they invited the CSA to properly vet these individuals. And of course, it took a long time because, you know, it's a problem across the country. So the government thought to address it once and for all, not doing bit pieces. And they now gotten to a point where these 2,500 volunteer teachers are being enrolled in the period. So it's a process that follows rigorous vetting. Those who have been qualified are actually qualified to be in the classroom. And not just rather on high school, you want to teach. You work there, you are qualified to be there. So you talk about job creation for young people. When I gave you the update on the President's Cabinet meeting, the first thing that's on that list is job creation. That speaks to how much important this subject is to the government. It's so much important that it tops the priority of the President's Cabinet meeting. But also of the thinking that the government, no new job has been created. I want to share something with you. The other day we said that part of the government job is to create an enabling environment for the private sector to flourish and create a job to New York City. So I just want to give you some scantic figure about how the labor market trend is in the country as far as the update that we got from some private companies is concerned. So B. Martin, for example, total new jobs created since 2024 or 2025. 1,904 new jobs occupied by librarians. The CETI group of companies from 2024 to 2025, 813 new jobs. ArcelorMittal Liberia, new job created 2024-2025, 597. So ArcelorMittal also has contracting companies that contract to handle certain services for them. Those companies, the new jobs from 2024 to 2025, we got 697. All these positions are occupied by Liberians. So far as TrueLiberia, for example, as of 2024 to 2025, they've created 505 new jobs. Bolivia, from 2024 to 2025, in that period, they created 536 new jobs. In total, 5,052 new jobs have been created just from these companies I was talking about. So, when we talk about government leading the way in creating the enabling environment for these jobs to be created, that's exactly what we're talking about. Don't forget, there were people who want to protest the other day from a private, from plantation belonging to a private company, SETI, right? You know what they did there? They protested, they burned down the place, and all the jobs that were being provided by that company were already lost. Former Sarara foreign businessmen went there and bought the company to save those jobs. So we need to work with the authorities. As we want a job to be created, we have to ensure that we do not create an environment that will scare all of us away. So job creation is key to the government. And this is just from the private actors who also work with the Ministry of Youth and Sports, Ministry of Labor, to supply us with what they have from other sectors, so we can report it to the public, because there are other people who say, oh, the government is addressing bread and butter issue. I don't know where you define a bread and butter issue, because if you had a situation yesterday where people could not even find rest to buy, and today there is no shortage of the nation stable on the market, not just that, but the government has reduced the price to an appreciable level, and you still believe that the government has addressed the bread and butter issue. I'm going to say to you. So yes, job creation is key, and as His Excellency steer the affairs of the nation, efforts have been made to create new jobs, and that is why, as we strengthen the academic sector, young people need to go to school to acquire the education, the skills that are needed for these jobs. You listen every day at the legislature, the Minister of Labor is coming on a question. Why is it that foreigners come here to get jobs and everything? So while the legislature is showing that these jobs come to Liberians, we Liberians now have to take advantage of that avenue to build our capacity, so that when the jobs are available, it can't be that we can't find more professionals who are people to do the work. Okay, so the next question, you talked about sanitation for the schools in Mommy. You said you investigated. I have no idea about our relationship with the superintendent and all school. You also talk about us using the government platform to inform the people. The Unity Party is not operating the vacuum. This government is held by the Unity Party. Of course. You ask me, you say, why I'm on Liberty Party, why should I talk? You think Liberty Party? I mean, we're not here to give a hustle, we're here because the government is now making. So we're not saying there for anybody to try to bomb off the ruling party or even bomb off any member of the alliance party. We can't do that. And while we respectfully disagree, we get taught to point out some of the contradictions that have characterized the individual who is making this statement. You generally go to him. Sometimes I can just wonder what Jerry and lost out the issue. They see me who went somewhere and get 10,000 to build party of like he won't tell you not party of the book relative. If 10,000 US dollars was converted to Liberia and taken to Bombay County for village saving loan, do you know how many women will be in power? Do you know how many women will be in power? But you neglect the county, you kill the borough and say you rather give 10,000 to be party of headquarters. It's your money. I can't tell you how to spend it. But other people not spending all the money the way they want to spend it, you say it's wrong. So the last time so the reason why we say criminal investigation process, they may not be able to establish it today, but if they do the DNA test, and the DNA test establishes that this man actually committed the allegation or the crime, he will be arrested. So I'm sure the sticker issue here is with the DNA. It has not been conducted because I'm sure once they do the DNA test, the LMP will announce the outcome of that test. But I want you to understand that nobody is shooting anybody here. And the way the police is now operating is purely professional. And we should all be happy that we have a police that is headed by individuals who are well trained. All of the strides have been made in the fight against drug. It's headed by individuals who come from the police. The other day they were here. So, I mean, if not the best, we have a very competent police force. And I think we should allow them to do what the profession requires them to do. I can understand the public apprehension. Rape is a heinous crime that we all condemn. But when they have any news, any update on the DNA test, they will announce it to the public. I'm very sure about that. The Liberia Town Hall, we didn't listen well. There are projects that are currently ongoing, and there are projects that are pending. And when I read the report from this, I think the project in Liberia are formed part of the projects that are currently ongoing. Don't forget, it also says some of the projects have been stalled due to lack of funding. On that note, I want to say thanks to all of you for coming. We are closely following the President's Cabinet meeting, and we'll, through the ministry's social media page, the website, will give you updates if any emerging from there. I want to say thanks for coming. We're really look forward to seeing all of you on Thursday. Thank you very much.
So that's it for today's press briefing here at the Ministry of Information. So today's MICAT press briefing was addressed by the Deputy Minister for Press and Public Affairs, Honorable Dan Otis.